This is the color of happiness. Who doesn't like creme caramel? It's French. Everyone loves anything French, or at least pretends to sound more sophisticated. And this is salted creme caramel, even better. Creamy, custardy, caramelly, and easy as shit. Set a heavy bottomed pan on medium heat and add half a cup of sugar. As the heat continues its existence in time, the sugar will begin to melt. I would point out here that please do not pick up a spatula and stir this, just swirl the pan around gently. Stirring will mess up the heat distribution and crystallization will take place. Once all the sugar is on the verge of melting, turn the heat to low. Caramel can burn in seconds, and once burnt, it cannot be saved. At least not with our current understanding of cooking. Assuming you have followed my advice, you will end up with a beautiful golden brown caramel, at which point add in half a cup of cream. You can use whatever type of cream you have, full cream, 35% fat or 25% fat. Be careful because there will be steam and bubbles, and something even scarier than that. It will look like you have messed up and your once beautiful caramel will solidify. It's okay, keep whisking and let it all melt. Remember your flame is on low, keep it that way. Add in 1/4 cup of milk, again whole milk, 2%, 1%, anything will do. Keep whisking. There will be some cream and caramel beginning to build up at the sides of the pan. Make sure you scrape it right back into the mixture because 1, you do not want to waste anything. And second, if you leave it there, there is a probability it might burn and give a burnt taste to the entire custard. Add a generous pinch of salt, and by generous I mean less than 1/4 of a teaspoon. In a bowl containing 3 large egg yolks, just in case if you have no idea what to do with the whites, freeze them. Egg whites freeze very well, and I have a coconut macaroon recipe coming up for you. Now getting back. Begin to pour your hot cream mixture in a thin, steady stream while continuously whisking with the other hand. This is called tempering and is often used in desserts involving egg yolks. Basically, you introduce heat to the egg yolks and raise their temperature so that they are not traumatized when you actually start to cook them over direct heat. This basically avoids turning them into scrambled eggs in panic. The whisking is there so that the heat is immediately distributed to the entire egg yolk population and not concentrated on one particular region, as that will again give scrambled eggs. Once your eggs and your cream mixture have combined, place it back in the pan and place the pan on the lowest possible heat setting. Add in half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and whisk continuously. This is extremely necessary, okay? We do not want an eggy custard. Whisk continuously on low until you have the consistency of a basic creme glaze. I admit that I just said that word because I wanted to sound sophisticated, but what it means is that the custard will coat the back of the spoon, spatula, or the bottom of your pan. At this point, take it off and immediately pour into 2 oven-safe pudding molds. I'm using aluminum, but I think ramekins would look much better. I just don't have any ramekins because they are expensive here. Tap your molds to get rid of air bubbles, and you will still end up with tiny air bubbles, which is frustrating, for which I basically run a toothpick around, and that too will not work entirely. And at this point, I must mention that my attention to detail may start to concern you, but I went ahead and removed those ugly ass bubbles with a spoon. These bubbles will make your custard eggy when they bake, not to mention they also look unappealing, so get rid of them. Place your molds in an oven-safe casserole and fill the casserole half with boiling water. Place this in a preheated 160-degree oven for 40 to 45 minutes or until they are set and not jiggly anymore. Cool to room temperature, but these are nowhere near ready. Cover with cling and refrigerate for at least 6 hours. Yes, 6 hours. You need that time to develop the texture and flavor. After 6 hours, this is ready to serve, chilled. The custard will be set completely, and when you spoon it, it will hold its shape. The texture will be very, very custardy. Each spoon will be a blast of caramel flavor, and that little bit of salt will cut through those high notes of sweetness. Absolutely phenomenal. I do hope you enjoyed this recipe. I tried to give you all the information keeping in mind the time constraint of not making this video boring. Please do support this channel if you like the content by subscribing. If you like a readable format of this recipe, I have a blog post on it and the link is below. But this is not a petty attempt to make you check out my blog. It's totally your choice and what format you prefer. I hope you try this recipe and have fun cooking it. I will talk to you in my next video.